The day the first pig came home, the house was ready. Or so it seemed. The floors had been cleaned, the food was measured out, the bed was set up in the corner of the living room. There was a gate across the kitchen. There was a water bowl, a blanket, a small toy. Everything the internet said to prepare. And within 90 minutes, the pig had found the one electrical cord that was not covered, chewed through the corner of the linoleum in the hallway, opened a cabinet that was supposedly childproof, and relocated her bed to the exact spot she wanted it, which was under the couch, not in the corner where it had been placed. 90 minutes. That was the distance between feeling prepared and realizing that preparing for a pig is nothing like preparing for any other animal. If you watched the last video about what mini pig actually means and what to realistically expect in terms of size, this is the next step. The pig is coming. The truth has been accepted. Now the house needs to change before she walks through the door. My name is Bob, and everything in this video comes from experience, specifically from things that went wrong. The first thing to do before buying anything is to get on the floor, hands and knees, eye level with a pig. Look at the room from that height. Everything that is visible from down there is something the pig will find, investigate, and potentially eat. Electrical cords along the baseboards, shoes by the door, loose items under furniture, bags, packaging, small objects that fell behind the couch months ago and were forgotten. A pig sees the world from roughly 20 to 30 centimeters off the ground, and her primary investigation tool is her mouth. If it is accessible, it will be tested. If it tastes interesting, it will be consumed. If it cannot be consumed, it will be relocated. The floor-level audit takes about 20 minutes and reveals more problems than any checklist. Flooring matters more than most people realize. Pigs and smooth surfaces do not get along. Tile, polished wood, laminate, anything with low friction is a problem. Pig hooves are not designed for slick floors. A pig walking on polished tile is the equivalent of a person walking on wet ice in dress shoes. She slides, she tenses, she loses confidence, and she starts associating that area with instability. Over time, she avoids it. Or she moves through it as fast as possible, which looks clumsy but is actually a strategy to minimize the time spent on unsafe footing. The fix is cheap: rubber-backed mats or textured runners along the main paths the pig will use. Kitchen to living room to the water bowl to the sleeping spot. Cover the routes and the pig will find them within the first day. Her patrol will follow the mats like a rail line. Furniture needs to be evaluated with a specific question. Can a pig get under it, behind it, or inside it? Because if the answer is yes, she will. Couches with open bottoms become sleeping dens. Gaps behind bookshelves become exploration zones. Open front cabinets become pantries. A pig is not being destructive when she investigates furniture. She is mapping her territory. But the mapping sometimes involves pulling out contents, chewing on corners, and testing structural integrity with her snout, which is surprisingly powerful for an animal that size. The practical approach is to block access to anything that cannot survive a pig encounter. Furniture gaps get filled with rolled towels or foam blocks. Cabinet doors get latches, not child locks, pig locks, which is a step above because a pig will invest more time and creativity in opening a cabinet than a toddler ever will. Food storage is the single most important infrastructure change in the house. A pig can smell food through a closed door, through a sealed container, through a refrigerator. The nose operates at a level that most people genuinely do not believe until they see it. A bag of chips in a closed cupboard will be found. A container of fruit on a counter will be reached. Anything stored below counter height is not stored, it is offered. Food goes up high into latched cabinets or behind closed doors that the pig cannot push open. The fridge needs to be evaluated. Some pigs learn to open fridge doors within the first few months. If the fridge has a handle that can be nudged upward, it will be nudged upward at approximately 3 in the morning. A simple latch or strap solves this, and it costs under $10. That strap might be the single most useful purchase a pig owner ever makes. One of the girls in my herd figured out the fridge within her first week. Not the door, the crisper drawer. She worked out that pushing the door with her snout at a specific angle popped the seal, and then the crisper was right there at floor level, fully stocked. That was the same week the grocery bill stopped making sense. The strap went on the next morning. She still checks the fridge every night during her patrol, testing whether the strap situation has changed. It has not. She remains optimistic. The safe space is the most important setup in the house for the first week, not a crate. Pigs do not respond well to crates the way dogs sometimes do. A defined area with clear boundaries. A corner of a room works, a section of the living room blocked off with a low gate. The space needs 3 things: a blanket or bed that belongs to the pig and will not be moved by anyone, a water bowl that is heavy enough to resist being flipped because it will be tested, and a location that is visible to the main living area but not in the middle of foot traffic. The pig needs to see the household without being in the center of it. During the first 48 hours, the pig will cycle between exploring, retreating to the safe space, and exploring again. Each cycle gets slightly longer. Each retreat gets slightly shorter. The safe space is not a prison. It is a home base, and the pig will use it as long as it remains hers, untouched, undisturbed, and reliably available. The first 48 hours follow a pattern that is remarkably consistent across different pigs and different households. Hour 1 through 4 is investigation. The pig moves through the accessible space methodically, snout to the ground, testing everything. This is the phase where things get discovered, chewed, and occasionally destroyed. It is not bad behavior. It is a complete sensory download of the new environment. Trying to stop it is counterproductive. The pig needs the data. Hours 4 through 12 are a retreat. The pig returns to the safe space, often exhausted, and sleeps more than usual. This is processing time. The brain is sorting the sensory information into categories. Safe, interesting, avoid, revisit. The second day is when the pig starts building routines. She picks her preferred path through the house. She identifies her preferred resting spot, which may or may not be the one that was set up for her. She begins the first patrol. By the end of 48 hours, the pig has a mental map of the home, a preliminary opinion of everyone in it, and a schedule that she will maintain with remarkable consistency going forward. Here is what nobody warns new owners about. The pig will rearrange things. Blankets will be pushed into piles, shoes will be moved, lightweight furniture might shift. This is not destruction. This is interior design. The pig is adjusting her environment to match her preferences, and her preferences are specific. She wants her sleeping area in a certain spot, her path to the water bowl clear, her sightline to the main room unobstructed. Resisting this creates friction. Allowing it creates ownership. And a pig that feels ownership over her space is a pig that settles in faster, trusts sooner, and starts the bonding process from a position of confidence rather than anxiety. The first time a pig rearranges the blanket, most owners put it back where it was. The pig moves it again. The owner moves it again. This can go on for days. The owner always loses. Not because the pig is stubborn, although she absolutely is. Because the pig has a reason for every placement. The blanket goes where the draft is lowest, where the sightlines are best, and where the floor feels right under her body. She is not being difficult. She is being precise. Once the owner stops moving the blanket back, the negotiation ends and the pig relaxes into the space as if she built it herself. Because in a way, she did. And that is the part that connects everything. Preparing a home for a pig is not about buying the right products or reading the right checklist. It is about understanding that a new pig is going to walk through that door, look at the entire house, and immediately start deciding what belongs where, what is safe, who is trustworthy, and whether this place can become a territory worth protecting. Every decision made before that moment, the mats on the floor, the latch on the fridge, the blanket in the corner, is a signal. It says, this space was made with you in mind. And a pig reads that signal faster than anyone would expect. Next video is the one that most people avoid. The real cost of owning a pig. Not the breeder's price tag. The full annual number. Food, vet bills, things that got destroyed, things that needed replacing, and one expense that nobody ever mentions. That one is going to be honest.